No one asked, but we are going to share our coming out story. Uh-oh.
It's the month of June!
Yes!
And internationally is known as Pride Month.
Yes, and it's also Pink Dot Month.
I've known that I was gay since I was 9 years old.
Wait, are you gay or bi? I mean, doesn't matter, but
I'm bi lah, but
I think it's a good thing. It's like you can have anything you want, basically any gender you want.
I never found it weird because I grew up in a very forgiving environment. And I saw this really cute girl from across the school corridor and I was like, damn, she's cute. So that was the first time I realized maybe I like girls.
Primary school, I used to play table tennis, right? I saw this senior and she was playing table tennis and my entire life just went into slow motion and I was like looking at her and she was playing table tennis and she was good at it and she was smiling, she was joking, she was laughing, and at that point, right, I was like struck. I grew up in a very straight environment and I went to all the schools that is like mixed schools and stuff. People suspect me all the time, so I used to get a lot of this, so you got boyfriend? And when I came out to my friends, actually it was quite funny because a lot of them said, "Ayah! I knew it!"
Confirm.
I tried to like guys. I do like them, but I'm not bi. Like, I like them as in like I can get along really well.
Bro.
If you don't like to eat bananas, you just don't like to eat bananas. You can't force yourself to eat bananas. So, you know, that
So
became...
you like kiwi?
Please do not ever learn from this story. Okay, it's terrible the way I came out. The way I came out. It was like when I was young. Okay, when I was young. There was once one of my family members passed away. Yeah.
Imagine she's already in despair, like,
Yes.
I lost a family member.
On-
My daughter is gay?
Okay, on hindsight, okay, that was my thinking then. But on hindsight, right, I realized that it could have been a little bit irresponsible, so I do not encourage that, okay? Just go and figure out what is the best timing for yourself. So my mom was wrapped up in this, she just came out from the shower and she was wrapped up in this like towel up to here, right? And then I said, "Mom, I have something to tell you." And then you can imagine how vulnerable she is.
In a towel!
She's feeling bad, she's just in a towel, you know, she got caught off guard. At that time I couldn't say I like girls, so I said I'm not interested in guys. Then there was this 5 seconds of silence from her. And then I was like, oh shit, I don't know what's gonna happen. She kept saying, "Why are you like that?" Like as if it was something that I had like very intentionally chose to do towards her. So imagine, right, my parents had this whole impression and expectation of what a daughter should be, marry a good husband and all that kind of stuff. So your only child is not going to do that. It's quite saddening to her. And at that moment, I had like a little, what I would call epiphany, that there was a part of me that wanted my mom to accept me, and therefore I felt like I was imposing who am I on her without giving her space to react and breathe. And say and let her have her own way of processing it. So I stopped at that point in this conversation and I told her, "Mom, I'm actually no different than before. I know that it's difficult for you to accept it right now, or maybe you don't want to, but you take your time." My mom kept quiet for like a minute, still wrapped up in her towel. I was sweating and then she's like there with her little towel. Still feeling vulnerable. After she said, "You know what? As long as you're happy and healthy, fine." And I told her that no matter what, I still love her because she's my mom. But the important thing is that I didn't change. I'm just coming out, you know? After that, I had a girlfriend, right? And I brought her home. she was invited to every Chinese New Year, and she started calling her the other daughter. So in that sense, I'm very, very lucky that my mom came to terms. She don't have to really accept the part that maybe I'm gay, but she still loved me as a daughter. And I think that's the bottom line of it, and that's enough like for me.
I came out last year, November 1st, to my parents, even though I've known that I've been gay for a long time.
You even have the date.
Yeah, because that's the day I broke up. Okay, so being in a girls' school environment and everything, I think she was intrigued because I had friends who weren't straight. Slowly over the years, right, 2 to 3 years ago, my best friend got married. She got married she had to go to New York to get married because she and her current wife, now her partner, they are not recognized in Singapore. And my parents were more heartbroken for their parents, thinking that they're never gonna know that their daughter is married. And subsequently after that, she started to tell me like stories about her friends who have lived up to like 60 plus, and then they break up or they divorce their wives and they get together with a guy. And she says it's very heartbreaking. So I sat her down and I talked to her and I said, isn't it heartbreaking that they live their entire lives and not being able to be truthful to themselves because of how society looks at them? So I sat down with my parents and I told them that, hey, mom and dad, I am breaking up with my boyfriend of 10 years.
Ooh.
And at that point, like the whole dinner, the lunch table went quiet. And then like my mom is happy for me because she's seen me unhappy for a long time. And it's not to discredit the guy, but I think I was in a place where I wasn't happy. And then I thought, hey, since we're in the vein of truth, suddenly this like boldness came to me and I was like, 我以前有女朋友. And then my mom was like, 多久以前? 是谁影响的? Like she held my hand and then she's like, whatever it is, as long as you're happy, it's okay. I no longer want to live a lie, and I want to live like truthfully. As the oldest daughter, I've always thought that I needed to be the role model at home. Like everything I had to have under control. I needed to be a role model for my sister, and also like to not veer too far from what they want from me. So I've always lived to their expectations. I want to be open about my life with you guys and not hide. And there's nothing for me to be ashamed of or feel like I'm doing wrong. But when we sat down again and she talked about it, she broke down and she told me like, this is difficult for her and to give her time. I respect that. I just want to keep this dialogue open. I am aware that not everyone is this fortunate. Sometimes parents kick you out of the house, and we've seen that with friends. And sometimes it's not such a happy ending.
But if you courageously came out and you weren't accepted, love and light to you and power to you for actually wanting to. I think the first thing is like wanting to sort of free yourself in that sense. I like the thing I like about Pink Dot is like people, you know, it's like hot and sort of messy and
so
sweaty.
Hot last year.
So anyway, this year Pink Dot is not physical because of the whole COVID situation.
Imagine all the couples that cannot meet, all the loves.
Yeah, but virtually we still can celebrate, right? So let's take a look. So we may not be able to light up this year at Hong Lim Park, but you can do so virtually. Technology. What happens is that you can order the pink fairy lights and actually come on 27th of June at 8 p.m. and meet online to actually celebrate. So that's cool.
It's really cool to also walk around your neighborhood, like let's say to see how many people are actually supporting like equality.
Can walk around, man.
I mean, if you walk your dog lah, you go and buy tapao food.
This is how we can celebrate Pink Dot on 27th of June. We will be there, and so come and celebrate together with us if you are available.
Hope to see you guys there.